echo out songs of praises to the whole wide world. Because we are not the first, God will do it for. But that union we have with God Almighty, He will do it for us, always and forever. Put your hands together for Him. Make we the clap now. It's not easy to cram this thing. It's not easy. Not cramming. I go school like now. My name is Barry. I'm a graduate from the College of the Institute of Federal University of Polytechnic, ABU Jos. I have HND in Hausa Electronics, BSc Yoruba Engineering, Masters in Igbo Mentality Money Technology. Yes, so don't mind me, I beg. Distinguished, the special guest of honor, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, want to go straight now to the next item. And the next item is our second paper presentation, that's paper 2. And then before we invite the person, the man that is going to do justice to this very topic, I'd like to just give us an abridged version of his citation. He is no other person than Hamza Ibrahim, who hails from Kano State. He attended Abubakar Tatari Ali Polytechnic. From there, he went to Bayero University, where he did his degree in mass communication. And by his grace, he is currently undergoing his master's degree in the same university, Bayero University, Kano. Hamza Ibrahim is a fact checker, disinformation and harmful speech analyst with a decade experience researching the social media ecosystem with focus on tracking and countering mis and disinformation, hate, threatening and call for violent speech in Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together as I invite Hamza Ibrahim to the podium to do justice to the topic which we all know, fake news on social media and its effect on national security. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the MC, the special guest of honor here present, the Chief of Civil Military Affairs, other senior officers here, heads of representatives of security agencies here, other paramilitary agencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, my colleagues, the social media users, good afternoon. I'm glad to stand here and make a short, but I think a very important illustration. And my topic, as you can see, is fake news and its effects on national security. So we are going to be talking about fake news and its effects on national security. And I think national security is so paramount that no nation can stand without the national security. So we shall be doing this together. So the topic is fake news, and I think we should establish some understanding, or rather a reminder on what fake news is, and its grandfather, and of course the child, because fake news is the grandfather, if I can put it this way, and the child, and also maybe the grandchildren. So we have this misinformation, and I will give a short background on this. Now, well, what do we understand by fake news? I think this is going to be a reminder, because this is a term we've been hearing so common. So as we can see, I've graded the whole concept into 5 different classes, and these 5 different classes are not elaborate. We will still have other layers, but I restricted myself to these 5 classes. So basically, when we say fake news, just a reminder, as I said, I'm not saying anything new, but just a reminder. It's something that is entirely fake, something that has not happened, an event that is not there, but somebody believes and stands to say, yes, this thing has happened. So that's on the one instance. And on the second instance, you find that something is partly true, and then some lies have been attached or installed to it. So this could also be fake news. And then the next layer, which is third, is manipulated content. Content that is full of manipulations. People who have interest, who have zeal to have something to work towards their way, they will always infuse certain items. So issues are manipulated. And the fourth thing is misleading. There is difference between misleading and manipulated. Manipulated is something that is completely conquered, doctored, and then issued to you to make you believe that this is real. While the fourth is just misleading. Perhaps this event is holding, but somebody will say it is holding, but maybe in Kankara or in Tsape or in Talata Mapara or anything else. It tries to mislead you. So when you begin to come to attend this event, instead of coming to Command Guest House, you will take a car to Tsape, and that way you are misled. And something may be also, there will be an interest in that respect. So the last thing is doctored. Doctored is actually something that is carefully planned to make you fall a victim. They are all closely related, but there are some little differences. So, as I said earlier, the grandfather is fake news, and the child and the grandchild are mis- and disinformation. Fake news, as you can see, we have the misinformation and disinformation on the lower bottom, which means that the upper top level is fake and the bottom is, these have been given birth by the fake news. So take me to, okay, sorry. I've forgotten I'm the moderator. So as we can see, there are two tables here. And these two tables try to give understanding on what mis- and disinformation is. Misinformation is where you circulate a fake news or fake instance without you knowing that this is fake. Maybe you have the quest of sharing that information to someone else. Unfortunately, after sharing, you found that it is fake. But on the disinformation, intentionally, you know, you are aware that you have an interest to protect or a goal in your mind that is a negative goal that you want to achieve. So these are basically the issues. And under misinformation, you find that the person might not have read the content. Maybe the content you just came across it, whether on Facebook or on WhatsApp or Twitter, you haven't even read. If you are asked what the content is about, you can hardly say. But you just pass it on to others because we are keen on sharing in groups and so on and so forth. But in the disinformation, you might have been part of the planning process. You might have been the person or the one who has crafted or created the content and you shared. So these are basically the dimensions. I have, I think, about 4 or 6. Under misinformation, there are 5 classes, and under disinformation, there are 6 or 7. Due to time, I will not, I think they will share this information, the slides, so we can go at our earliest convenience time. So the next thing here is forms. Disinformation or fake news has forms. Fake news or mis- or disinformation can be in textual form, in audio form, in video form, or multimedia, which is combined. So whichever one you come across, just know that they can happen. So here are just an extract I have made from the database we have that we track this misinformation. Some instances I want to share. As we can see, the caption reads, Niger Republic. Military leaders expel Nigerian ambassador over ECOWAS threats. And this happened after the junta in Niger Republic. So people, I don't know, but even this paper is so reckless. It's one of the papers we have been having this serious disagreement with. I must say, they are anti-peace, honestly speaking. Because if they are cautious, they are sensitive, they wouldn't have carried this information without verifying. So this is fake. And then another one is, as you can see, which is related to the Niger Republic coup. It was also said that Nigerian embassy in Niger Republic has been set on fire. And this is entirely also fake. So under the classification that I've just showed, which number 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5, please, can any volunteer just tell me which class does this form falls under? Any volunteer? Just pick a number, 1 or 2 or 5. Yes, sir. Yes. Then which number does it fall under? Because we have 5 numbers. I stated that entirely fake, partly fake, manipulated, doctored, and so on and so on. And I've given them the number from 1 to 5. Thank you. Please put your hands together for yourselves. It means we are making progress, we are together. So this is entirely fake. It has not happened. And somebody, just because they want to gain audience, they want to make money online, and they just crafted this image with even our beautiful flag and the coat of arms. Very unpatriotic people. Now this, as you can see, this is a call for application purportedly shared by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. This has not happened. But we will get to a slide later in the presentation where I will depict the reason why people like this share this sort of information. And because we are short of jobs, maybe, I don't know whether we are short of jobs, but many people don't have jobs. So anytime we see any information regarding job application, we don't try to verify. All we do is that we just log on, give our details. Be careful, you can fall victim of phishing, because this is entirely fake. When this news surfaced online, we spoke to the Corporate Communication Department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and they confirmed to us this is fake, and we have done a fact check on this. Now this, as you can see, I think this is the most newest. I think about 2 or 3 Fridays ago, and this issue is still on, we woke up to see that this news has gone viral online, that the dethroned emir and the reinstated and so on, whatever name you decide to give them, I'm not part of the whatever, I'm neutral. So they said Sunusi, who is now in the palace of Kano, is going to lead Friday prayers with the governor and top government officials outside of the Emirate Council Mosque. While Aminu Adobaro, who was dethroned, who is still in Kano, occupying, residing in one of the smaller palaces of the Emir of Kano, is going to lead prayers in the central mosque, which is located just next to the palace. So this is entirely fake. But the Nigerian Police Force, Kano State Command, at that respect, they actually tried, because they were able to issue a statement debunking that as fake news, and people should just calm down. So fake news is disaster. And this is another instance. Recently, we saw that someone just got this picture and gave it a caption. And he said that trucks carrying foodstuffs and food items from northern Nigeria to the south have been blocked from reaching the south due to whatever. And this is an old picture. There is actually the video, but it happened 3 years ago when those carrying food items from northern Nigeria to south went on strike for some reasons. So their trucks were lined up along in Niger State in one of these border towns from between Nigeria, northern Nigeria, and crossing to Kwara, and then subsequently to the south. So they said they created this panic, and this is also very fake, because many people have shared this, and because it went viral, many people who have already had grains loaded in their trucks or had livestock fully loaded were hesitant to move to the south. And you see, this is the effect of fake news. But we quickly verified this, published our fact checks, but our hands are very small. We cannot actually inundate all the space. We need your support, the social media warriors. And I think we must commend the Nigerian Army for bringing you together, because I'm sure we are up to 300 in this hall or less. But when you compare this number with people who are following us, we are numbering thousands. I think we are up to 10,000, because you can see that maybe one person might have 5,000, 10,000. So if you combine the number, if all of us can make positive posting, debunking or highlighting the weaknesses or the dangers of fake news, it means that we will get to as many people as possible. So we can easily get to over 100,000 followers. Now, dangers fake news poses to society, there are many, but I just restricted myself to just giving these three scenarios: conflict, harm, and tension. Fake news, we have seen reliably from the outcome of researches we have conducted. They are all online. Perhaps I could share the link for anybody who likes to read. Instances where fake news has led to inciting chaos, has led to reprisal attacks for no reason. So fake news can, of course, be the reason chaos can be ignited. Fake news can also be a reason why there will be uncertainty and there will be apprehension. Of course, also fake news can be a reason why there will be violence or reprisal attacks. So we should be very careful. Fake news also can endanger peace and the stability or security that you enjoy, courtesy of the commitment of our security agencies, particularly the Nigerian Army. Now, fake news can also be the reason why lawlessness can occur in the society. And this is very important. You see, the more we share fake news about our country, the more we expose our country to doubts before the eyes of people who want to come to Nigeria to do business, before the eyes of people who want to come to Nigeria to do things that will lift us up, that will make us proud, that will make us stand as the most strongest economy in Africa or in the world. So we should be mindful that whatever content we come across, if we have not verified, if we are not sure of, it is better for you to wait, check sources or make contacts, identify where you can have information before you can be able to pass it on to others. Now, fake news also shatters unity and national cohesion. Fake news can be the reason why a state of emergency can be declared. Fake news can be the reason why security agencies can even declare curfew. So there are many dangers actually, but I think I should be a little faster. Now, how can fake news undermine national security? On this also, there are a lot of points we can discuss, but I can be as brief as possible. Fake news can create mistrust, and this mistrust has already been created in several parts of Nigeria, unfortunately. There are places we have conducted researches, and we have found that tribes who used to live together cordially, helping and assisting each other, now don't trust each other because of fake news. And of course, hatred has been created between one tribe and the other. Now, the last thing which is actually also very important is mob action. There was sometime in 2018 or 16, I can't precisely remember, there was a reprisal attack that happened in Plateau State, where somebody posted a fake video showing some gory images and making some commentary at the background. And he said in that video that certain tribe has attacked certain tribe. Unfortunately, those members of those tribe that were said to have attacked another tribe, their members were traveling in one of the buses or trucks, and they got into one of the towns where those whom were allegedly attacked actually are living. Unfortunately, they were attacked, and it was actually a very serious incident that we don't want to recall. Now, here is the main, I think for me, takeaway. Why? Because we have given a background on the fake news. and we have understood, even before coming here, how dangerous fake news can be. But the question is, what role can we individually play to ensure that we address fake news? And I'm very sure the Nigerian Army, who is the organizer of this event, will be interested in understanding, in also getting your support to render some efforts to ensure that we combat fake news. So the first thing we can do to address or to ensure that, yes, we combat or address fake news is verification. Because without verification, you can fall under the victims of sharing fake news. What is verification? Verification is nothing other than if something is passed on to you or you came across something on whichever platform, what is needed of you is just to read, reread, and make some little research to find out whether that thing is true before you share it on to others. And the verification is not difficult. Sometimes the verification warrants that you just place a call to someone you know, or just visit some site, or listen to a conventional media. Simple, you can get the truth sometimes, not all the times anyway. It depends on the nature of the claim, what the claim says. So the verification is not difficult. It's not us only, the fact checkers, who do verification. Everybody does verification. Now, if while here, somebody calls you on phone and says that your house is on fire, right? Maybe you can be in panic to just go out and start moving back to your house, God forbid. But if you want to be certain, likely you might be doubting the source or somebody who might have told you about the story, you can call your neighbor who will be very much aware that, yes, whether there is fire outbreak or not. But I think this fire outbreak is not really the good example, I'm sure, because we don't have the time to check whether it is true before you rush home, because you have family to take care of. So the fact-checking role, which is very much related to the earlier role that I mentioned, it means that, yes, you look at the claim. You read and find out what the claim says. What did it say? For example, the claim that says Emir Sunusi is not the one to lead the prayer, Jumat prayer at the Emir's Palace Mosque. We all have friends in Kano. Why don't you just call your friend and say, how true is this news? If he doesn't know, he will link you up with someone who will also know before you just go ahead and broadcast that news to your over 15,000, over 100,000, or whatever amount number of followers. So we want you to critique, understand, know before you share. Because if you do the first three, the first two, the verification, the verification, what is the second one? Yes, fact checking, thank you. And then this one, now it will lead you to this. So I think this is a bit technical, but if we have the time, I have just 2 minutes illustration, which is very important to show how the platforms also take action on content that we share that are harmful. Because their laws also do not permit that we share whatever garbage, whether fake news, whether hate speech, whether gender violence, whether whatever. But if you don't tell them, they cannot automatically detect. Sometimes they have artificial intelligence and a number of personnel who are in charge of going through all the content, analyzing and giving them observatory a report. But certainly, that is not always the case. So flagging and reporting to the platform is just a very short, very simple logic and trick. And on all platforms, we can report. We can report on Facebook, we can report on X, we can report on Instagram, on Twitter. Sometimes the reporting that we underrate can be the reason why fake news can be removed by the platforms. But if we don't report, then it remains there, and the dangers and consequences it poses to the society keeps moving. Now, this is also another role which I think is very important. Educate and what? Educate and what, sir? Yes, educate and enlighten those in your network. So those in your network are the people that you interact with on social media. They are your followers or the people you follow or your friends or subscribers or whatever term you give them. When you know the truth about some piece of news that has gone viral or has not gone viral, don't keep it between yourself and maybe between your family. Bring it out, publish it, let it go viral, just as the fake instance has also gone viral. Because sometimes we will know the truth, but if we refuse to share it or to let others know, then it will continue to remain as fake. Now, share verified and factual content only. Be cautious not to share whatever content that is not verified. Some content you are not the one who will verify. It will be other people who have already verified, who have already certified that yes, this content is factual because of reason A, reason B, reason C, up to whatever number details they can give. So when we come across issues like this or content like this, let us be bold enough to publicize, because we publicize rubbish sometimes. We publicize comedy, we publicize whatever, something that cannot even earn us even a kobo in our pocket. So when we come across anything that is factual, that is verified, it is advisable that we pass it on to others. And this is what is expected to be shared, to go viral, not the fake news. Now, how can we detect fake news? Anyone who may be in the middle or in the back who can just help me read the first item? Anyone? Sir? Content reading and examination. Why I said content reading and examination is simply some contents, they are not to be read because they are not words. They are not audios, they are not whatever. They are just to be examined because they are image. They are sometimes illustration or artistic illustration. So if that is the case, you just examine very well. Sometimes you can be able to detect that this image has been tampered with without any background skills, okay? Sometimes if you look at an image very well, when you see that it looks so blurry at some point, maybe at the top, at the bottom, at the center, some graphics work has been done to it, cast a question, cast a doubt on it. You'll likely get there. And if it is a context, if it is a text, read it thoroughly to understand what it says. The second says, identifying the content element. So here, the content element simply means that what are the claims that were said in the fake news instance. So if we can just take ourselves back a little. The Nigeria example, where it says that Nigerian embassy in Niger Republic has been set on fire. The elements here are one, that Nigerian embassy in Niger Republic has been set on fire. Okay? Where? In Niger Republic. What happened? Fire. Now, you have two elements that are very important. One element is that the embassy of Nigeria has been set on fire. Where? In Niger Republic. Simple. You can stop at that. Then you can think, do I know people or do I know someone in Niger Republic who I can contact? Or do I know someone close to me who has contact in Niger Republic who can also confirm whether truly or otherwise this has happened? So the next is mapping and segregating the teams. Now, you need to understand, is there a date? Is there a time? Is there other actors or elements involved? So these are the mapping and segregation of the elements that we need to do. Maybe this will sound a bit technical, but it's not, honestly, because it requires a brain work. Now, the next thing is marking the spots. Marking the spot is what I began explaining. That is who you need to contact to understand whether that incident has happened or has not happened. Now, the last thing is developing the queries. How will you develop the queries? Well, I think this is for fact checkers. You can just craft 1 or 2 paragraphs based on your findings. If you believe your source, who lives in where the incident might have occurred and has given you the details. Now, you can just simply write so instance or so news or so whatever that is going over the internet or on so platform that says A and B have been, this and that has happened is fake. I've just spoken to so person, or my contact in so place has confirmed to me as at this time. You need to give the time and the date, because things can always change. I'm just giving you this instance. Now, you can go ahead. It doesn't have to be elaborate or long. 1 paragraph or 2 sentences can solve many issues. Now, reaching out to the spots is just calling or contacting the spots to hear whether or not that is true, and then collecting and generating the information. The information they give you, you collect, you generate, and you put it together. And of course, you analyze and put the details, because sometimes you will be given much details that you cannot even use. So extract the most vital information and leave the rest that are not so much useful, and then publicize. Now, the last thing is just publishing and engaging your network or your audience, which is very important. If we can all do this, I am guaranteeing you we are going to combat fake news. But if we don't do this, we will meet hence a century to discuss this. I don't hope so. Sir, Mr. Chairman, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, how can we do a flagging or content reporting on social media platforms? These social media platforms are many, but I think I've just selected maybe the prominent ones. So on Facebook, on Twitter, and on WhatsApp. My sister. Doctor, please, help me put my computer on, please. It's beside you in the back. So I can proceed before the computer comes on board. Now, there are motivations or the reasons why fake news flourishes on social media, and the reasons are many. But I think these are just the simple and most so the motivation for fake news are many. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, and from the engagement and the researches and the discussions we have been having with many stakeholders, these stand out. There is always the material and financial motive. Now, the platforms have even made it worse, because they are compensating the users. They are giving them money based on the algorithm. The more frequent you post, whether garbage or rubbish, the more engagement it generates, the more likelihood for you to get money. So they use this because bloggers actually are interested, or all of us, maybe social media influencers, are interested in getting maybe $100 per month, or more than that, or less. It depends. Many people make money. Elon gives a lot of money, and we question, actually, we challenge. We are not saying he shouldn't give people money. He should, but it has to be in a responsible way. We are now advocating that he gives out money. That is good. But let us ensure that the content that have been shared, that is the reason why the money is given, are legit content or responsible content. When we do that, please give me a little time to establish a connection. can take it. So the second, I think, motivation for fake news to flourish is to cause conflict, to cause unrest, especially those who are warriors and champions of disunity, lack of peace, and so on and so on. We don't have HDMI? Okay. So the last, I think, reason, which is not the least, is to cause disaffection against some people. So for flagging on this platform, which is Facebook, supposing this content we are seeing is something that has not happened. Now, we verified and we established that it has not happened. So all we need to do to report to the platform that they should take down this because it is a fake news is just to locate Okay, if this does not work, we have an option. Just log on your Facebook or, yes, Facebook first. On any post, there is always 3 marks on top of the post. You can click on that 3 dots by the right. When you click, options will appear. And those options, you will see option A, option B, option C. There is an option, I think, at the last. Okay. So, which says report a post. You can click, and then they will give you other set of options to choose from for them to understand why you are reporting that content. Is it nudity? Is it fake news? Is it gender-based violence? Whatever it is, you just tell them. Now, you have done your own homework. All they need to do is to also subject that content to third-party verification for them to establish that, yes, what you are reporting is true or not. If they establish that that is true, I am guaranteeing you it's taken. It will be off the platform. And there is also, I think, third or second option which says create detailed report. So in that report, it's not just option. You are giving them justifications. You are giving them raw reasons to take the content. Now, on Twitter, also, is the same procedure. You just locate the tweet. When the tweet appears, all you need to do is to locate those 3 dots on top and then click. Then the option appears. By that, you had already sent a report to them. So also on WhatsApp, maybe you may come across a content in a group sent by someone. All you need to do is to do a long press. When you do a long press on a post by someone in a group, it will highlight the content. Now, go also on top of the post or on top of your homepage. When you click, the 3, I think in this instance, they are horizontal, not vertical. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Who